generations. And now, the power of two restores the one.
We got a bidet. Hey everybody, and welcome back for another video. In today's video, I'm talking about some of the latest news on the Mandalorian and Grogu film. And what that is basically that this film has wrapped production. They have wrapped filming, and so now they're moving on to post, so editing and all that good stuff. Uh, why is this significant? Because, well, I mean, I guess we should go back a little bit, right? Uh, Disney, when they started making Star Wars films, in my opinion, they started super strong. I think they started with The Force Awakens, and when they did their marketing and everything, I thought it was one of the arguably another time where it was a really great time to be a Star Wars fan. I think the hype for what Disney was going to do with Star Wars was peak. And, I think a lot of people were looking forward to seeing what was coming. And so, we got The Force Awakens. The majority of people did like it. I still really like The Force Awakens. And, there was this excitement about, it's familiar with what we've already established with Star Wars. Where are we going next? And of course, we got The Last Jedi, which, well, actually, before The Last Jedi, we got Rogue One, great film. We got The Last Jedi, and it kind of split the fan base a little bit. And right after The Last Jedi, they tried doing this thing where they were going to, shift back to releasing Star Wars films in May, because that's how they used to be. And so Solo came out, and because people were upset about The Last Jedi, and also there was a lot of discussion about how Solo was, having issues with production, that one did not do well at all. And so what this transitioned to was there was a part of the community that was really loud about their opinion and basically said that Disney needs to put a stop to their movies. They need to take a step back and reevaluate and, just for the meantime, focus on the stuff in the TV shows because that's what's doing well, like The Mandalorian, and then maybe come back to film in a handful of years. Well, they took that to heart because they came out with The Rise of Skywalker and then put the kibosh on films. And so that was in, I believe, 2019? 2015 was when The Force Awakens came out. But and after that was released, kibosh went on the films, and we have not had a film since. All we've had is Disney Plus releases and then nothing in theaters. So now we're in this state where we've had a couple of movies dangled in front of us and taken away, kind of like the Squadrons or Rogue Squadron movie, if you will, that was being talked about. We've had the Rey film that's being talked about, and now we got Mandalorian as well. And it seems out of all these movies, the Mandalorian and Grogu is the one that is actually, on pace to be released in theaters and is going according to schedule. So, what's exciting about that is, we're finally getting into some sort of rhythm where these projects are coming to fruition. With this being done filming, that's a really good indication that it's going to be on time. So, this movie is slated to come out in 2026, I believe. So, in 2 years, which is perfect timing with the wrapping up the filming of the movie. How do we know that that's a good thing? Well, there's 2 years in between each of the main Star Wars films. So the Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker, those were always 2 years apart. So we know that, we can put a film together within 2 years. And this one in particular has been, kind of in the oven and cooking really well, and it should come out a very nice project. Um, it is headed by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, which is really nice to hear because those are the creators of The Mandalorian. Stick with it and have the people. I mean, this is their baby, right? And it would be great to have them take it in a whole new direction with film. It would be very terrible if they gave it to somebody else and then tried to see what someone else's interpretation was of The Mandalorian. But anyways, we come back to it. So they've wrapped filming. They're going to start working on post, and then they should definitely be able to make that deadline. Now, what is the next time that we could probably see a major update with this film? In my opinion, it's going to be Star Wars Celebration Japan in April. So we didn't have a Star Wars Celebration this year in 2024. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe it's because there wasn't a whole lot of news to cover, but next year in April, there will be a celebration in Japan, which I would love to have been able to go to, but we won't be able to. I want to visit Japan someday. That's probably the top tier place that I really want to visit out of anywhere in the world. So it's really cool that they are having Star Wars Celebration there. And I think that is where the trailer is going to debut. We might even get some more trailers for other projects. Something tells me we'll probably get a full-on trailer for this movie. It'll be a year before it comes out, right? But that's not a problem. They'll definitely have enough footage to have something to give to us around that time. I could see a teaser trailer for maybe Ray's film because the idea for 2026 and moving beyond that was supposed to be have a movie in May, have a movie during the holiday season, and there's going to be two Star Wars movies a year, which in my opinion is great. Marvel, I mean, you can say what you want about Marvel with the consistency of the films, but Marvel fans still got Marvel projects consistently and multiple times a year for years now. And I wish that's what Star Wars could be doing. And they may be setting themselves up here to be able to do that. And my hope is that, with all this time that they've had off, since 2019, they've had like 5 years to just sit down, think about what projects they think will do well, and then, get some good writers, try to gather, a great team to put these movies together, and hopefully we're going to start getting some good stuff coming out. So yeah, I think we'll get our first look in April, and then this one is slated to come out in May. So looking forward to it. Mandalorian and Grogu. I have no idea what this movie is going to be about, especially with the way that season three ended. Season three ended with basically Mando and Grogu going back to being isolated in a way. He has his own little plot of land in out in the open, and Grogu's with him. And who knows what we'll get out of this movie. There's been a couple of photos that have been floating around. I know I saw something, I believe, with a pod or a Y-wing. I was gonna say a pod racer, but I think it was a Y-wing, maybe. Kind of like a junkyard type situation. But I do think that we're gonna have this movie on time. I think it's gonna be great, and I cannot wait to see what they have in store for us. So. If you enjoy this type of video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Drops a like if you like the video, and drops a comment letting us know your thoughts on The Mandalorian and Grogu, and your excitement for Star Wars projects down the line. I know this year is almost coming to an end, right? And we'll have Skeleton Crew, but in my opinion, I really don't, aside from Andor Season 2, I don't think we know very much about Star Wars projects coming out next year. And so hopefully we get some information on all that good stuff. So, uh, as always, everybody, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.